Snake, listen up. We've intercepted a transmission full of information on how you fight. Someone is trying to make your life much more difficult. Why would they do that? Who knows, but pay attention. We need to find out just how much they know about your techniques.
Solid Snake is one of the most difficult zoners to manage in all of Smash Bros. His tools are often equally viable for proactive or reactive play, giving him access to both intense ranged pressure and a peerless level of stage control. However, this flexibility isn't necessarily a positive for Snake alone. With the correct counterplay, you can leverage his own kit against him. And today, I'm going to show you how. Let's kick things off with the most exploitable part of his kit, his grenade. Snake's grenade offers a ton of utility, both aggressively and defensively. So long as you're not actively fighting Snake, he's gaining stage control. Placing grenades on key points on the stage lets him limit his opponent's options without having to put himself into any risk. Grenades also function as a counter of sorts, as they're pulled out frame 1 and are destroyed as soon as an attack connects with them. A good Snake can use grenades to interrupt otherwise devastating combos, sometimes even reversing the situation. So, grenade is undeniably a great projectile. Or, well, at least the explosion is. The actual physical grenade, the real projectile, is about as worthless as they come. It only does a few damage, and much more importantly, it does not cause flinching. In this regard, grenade is effectively a more committal fox laser. If you stop respecting grenade, you'll find you can just run up and punish many Snake players before they can react. But there's more to use here. Grenade is also an item. Even if you mess up your timing on catching it, so long as you don't actually hit the grenade, you'll have time to pick it up and toss it back at him. Good timing on your part can take this pressure and turn it on its head, forcing the Snake to be the one to approach you instead. And while the counter aspect of grenade being frame 1 will make it very difficult to avoid in its entirety, it isn't without its counterplay. The grenade does blow up when struck, but its hitbox is significantly smaller than Snake's. Positioned correctly, you can still hit him without triggering the explosion, or in some cases, choose to pop the grenade from a distance so that it only hits him. Grenade is the first line of defense, but we still have to get past another explosive, C4. This is a very unique projectile in that it can't be interacted with. Once C4 is placed, it is a guaranteed constant threat until Snake either detonates it or its timer runs out. This is both its biggest strength and its greatest weakness. It can't be destroyed, but it can't be repositioned either. This means avoiding C4 is our best plan, which means it is absolutely critical that you know exactly where he has placed it. This isn't always easy in the heat of battle, but C4 can be a non-factor if you're not fighting where it's located. C4 can also be stuck to an opponent, even through a shield. Treat this as you would a command grab, by moving out of the way rather than going into shield. If he does tag you, don't panic. Snake is watching for you to push a button that he can punish. Our goal is to pass it off onto Snake before he kills us. This is still a very dangerous situation, but switching it over can be the difference between life and death. C4 also sees some fringe use as a recovery tool, though only in the most desperate of situations. It greatly increases the distance Snake can recover from, but blowing himself up is a heavy price to pay. Now, C4 is almost entirely a reactive explosive, but Snake has an option that's arguably the most flexible and deadly aggressive projectile in the game, Nikita. In the hands of a skilled Snake player, there isn't anywhere on the map that you could go to evade his shot. But Nikita is not without its risks. Transferring control to the missile leaves Snake himself completely helpless, meaning even a small mistake can end with him being punished. Because of this, Nikita is seen less in neutral and much more often while Snake is in advantage state, particularly while his opponent is off stage. Even here, there is still counterplay to survive the crucible that is recovering against Snake. Nikita can go fast, and it can go anywhere, but it can't do both at the same time. The more Snake has to turn his shot, the more likely you are to be able to get past it. But beyond that, it shares the weakness found in nearly all projectiles. It is negated by attacks. With good spacing and option selection, you can use attacks to temporarily disable Nikita's hitbox while also knocking it off course. This is not always a great answer, as for this to work you need to hit the Nikita with an attack that is both not strong enough to trigger the explosion and also has a disjoint. You don't need a sword to do this. Almost every attack has a small range that can be used to disable the hitbox. However, the spacing can be extremely tight. If the Nikita connects with your hurtbox, even if you hit it on the same frame, you still will be hit. A more reliable option is air dodge, though this is only valid while recovering from high. You want to wait as long as possible before you dodge, as going too soon could give Snake the chance he needs to chase you down before you reach the ledge. Speaking of the ledge, this choke point is where Snake's options really come together. Not only does he have Nikita to chase you down, he can set up C4 and grenades to cover ground options, or use up smash to cover aerial approaches. The key here is patience. Options like grenade or up smash only last a short period of time. The window may not be huge, but you still can stand up between the explosions if you time it well. If your character has a ranged attack, this is also the prime time to take advantage of that. Snake is almost certainly going to try and set up to defend the ledge, so he's wide open to an attack of your own. But the fight against Snake is far from over. Getting to him is only step 1, and just look at how much you need to juggle to accomplish that. But don't let your resolve waver. This is a battle of attrition, one that Snake players are used to winning. C4, Nikita, Grenade, these all thrive on opponents who can't stop themselves from rushing in. Be ready to fight Snake on his terms, with his tools, and you've got a solid chance of beating him. Thanks for watching my video, and it's been Glyphmud.